this afternoon นะครับ Let me start presentation with the 2025 financial highlight นะครับ last year 2025 our top line normalized revenue and share profit increased 26%, whereas the bottom line normalized net profit now we make another 16% growth, which becomes the fourth year in a row that we make a new high record นะครับ on the side of EBITDA, normalized EBITDA margin, we continue to be very strong at 48%, above the 45% target we announced earlier of the year นะครับ in terms of total asset size, we are now above 101 billion Thai baht. Net interest bearing debt to equity at around 1.13 times, well below the discipline level that we put in at around 1.2 times. Credit rating still maintained at A-, นะครับ in terms of performance highlight, also on the logistics side, last year, end of last year, now we have around 3.241 million square meters under management and under our own portfolio. Last year we get new project and net rent at 204,000 square meters. Whereas the short-term contract continue to be quite strong at 85,000 square meters. นะครับ Mobilix on the latest business hub that we create, the build-to-suit EV ecosystem. Now we have 387 leased vehicles with 53 charger installed. นะครับ For the industrial development side, last year we have land sale recorded at 1,340 right. นะครับ These figures I need to further explain that we have one big ticket size items นะครับ deal that delay นะครับ We earlier scheduled to conclude and sign with customers towards the end of December, but it slipped to beginning of February นะครับ which today from beginning of February it's already get secured and signed นะครับ that is 900 right นะครับ If we include that 900 with the last year, it's a little bit in line with the target that we announced earlier in 2025 นะครับ On the land transfer side นะครับ we continue to be very strong at 2,074 right นะครับ but I would touch a bit upon later in this presentation that in terms of value it a lot increasing significantly because of the selling price per right is increasing นะครับ on utility and power นะครับ utility sale last year was at 160 million cubic meters. Whereas the power side we now have secure PPA of 1,026 megawatt นะครับ WHA Digital continue to be an enabler of the group to do both digital transformation projects and AI transformation project นะครับ 2025 achievement นะครับ on logistics side I already mentioned 204,000 square meters, but on top of that last year we also get a numbers of high value contract, a long-term contract with customers including 3 projects here below นะครับ Thai Wasadu, WGCL and DKSH นะครับ On utility side we continue to pursue EV ecosystem นะครับ on utility and power we also got a significant project นะครับ with Sahar Farm 46.4 megawatt in Lopburi and Pratiburi นะครับ Phetchaburi นะครับ which would gradually come into commercial operation within this year นะครับ On industrial development side, on top of the land transfer of 2,074 right นะครับ in terms of our development, EC5, the latest development in Thailand, which will become a very main location going forward นะครับ Now we have around 6,490 right นะครับ Phase 1 and Phase 2 combined นะครับ under development นะครับ And in Vietnam, we also have groundbreaking of WHA Smart Technology 1 Industrial Zone 1 in Thanh Hua นะครับ and now already received the IRC for Industrial Zone 2 in Tan Hua also นะครับ and also got MOU with Hung Yen and with Hung Yen province นะครับ next ครับduring the next 3 years 2006 2008 we would further transform ourselves นะครับ with the theme of flight of the future นะครับ starting this year we're trying to implement a lot of intelligence system with the theme intelligence everywhere. Next year the theme would be fully connected ecosystem, and in 2028 would become intelligent enterprise ecosystem นะครับ in terms of award and recognition นะครับ many awards that you will see on this page นะครับ including both corporate level on sustainability level or some awards and recognition on management level also especially with our group CEO นะครับ on 2026 target นะครับ that we just recently announced last Friday นะครับ this year นะครับ 2026 we target to have a new project and net rent นะครับ on logistics side at around 200,000 square meters นะครับ similar to target that we set last year นะครับ and it will make enhance the asset under own and manage to 3.437 million square meters นะครับ on the asset monetization this year นะครับ we target to have 193,000 square meters นะครับ on mobility side we target to increase the fleet to 637 lease vehicle นะครับand increasing charger into 66 charger install. In terms of land sale นะครับ land sale the target we announced today is the leaning more toward the conservative one นะครับ at 2,500 right นะครับ with Thailand of 2,300 and Vietnam is 200 นะครับ we actually as I mentioned we announced this target last Friday นะครับ at that time we already mentioned that we envisage a lot of uncertainty continue to be in the market นะครับ and this week I think most of investors now see that those uncertainty those very factors become materialized นะครับ but anyhow I think 2,500 right that we set the target we are still comfortable with that นะครับ on utility side this year from 160 to 170 million cubic meters นะครับ and the secure PPA we would add in to becomes 1,124 megawatt นะครับ in terms of financial target we continue to target that this year we with the situation we see today we continue to see that we still have a high very good prospect to achieve another 10% in terms of top line growth นะครับ whereas the EBITDA margin we continue to target at above 45% margin นะครับ with the last year achievement at 48 นะครับ net IBD to equity the same financial discipline at 1.2 times นะครับ in terms of investment plan this year นะครับ we plan for 16.5 billion Thai baht of capex นะครับ including all 5 business hubs นะครับ logistics at 3.7 billion Thai baht mobility 600 million Thai baht industrial development 9 billion Thai baht utility and power 2.9 billion Thai baht and digital 300 million Thai baht let me go into each business hubs นะครับ on page 14 I just would like to highlight that with the 204,000 square meters that we obtained new project net rent last year นะครับ in terms of value it's around close to 3.9 billion Thai baht which is almost 3 times growth from the earlier years 290% growthนะครับ because we got a lot of long-term contract last year นะครับ and we continue to trying to integrate logistics solution for offering to our customers นะครับ which today you can see on page 16 that we have a various customer group นะครับ third party logistics consumer goods food and beverage automotive e-commerce electronics ครับgo to page 19นะครับ the three projects that I want to highlight here ไทยวัสดุนะครับ is 38,400 square meters นะครับ is 20 years contract นะครับ WGCL นะครับthe build to suit building for them is for 10 years นะครับand 22,000 square meters DKSH นะครับ the medical equipment warehouse distribution center นะครับ in town in Ramatri Road นะครับ that's 10,000 square meters for 15 years contract ครับ and this year นะครับ we would introduce a new project sorry before we going to the next page going back ครับ um, this end of last year นะครับ we already started the latest project นะครับ WHA Mega Logistics Center ชลหานพิจิตรKilometer 4 Project 2 นะครับ This project would be with the land area of 540,000 square meters and when we can put in around 300,000 square meters of build-to-suit and general warehouse into this location นะครับ It's really good location very center of logistic activities in Bangkok in vicinity นะครับand upcoming project in 2026 นะครับ we are now looking to open another project called WHA Manufacturing Park 331 นะครับ it's on the highway 331 which connect from แหลมฉบังนะครับ into ระยองชลบุรีนะครับ this is very a good location for both logistics and manufacturing นะครับ we were trying to tailor for some industry that would like to have manufacturing in this location that in very prime location and not located in industrial estate นะครับ there will be mainly the ready-built factory นะครับ and build-to-suit factory นะครับ in terms of 2026 target นะครับ 200,000 of new project and net rent I mentioned earlier just to want to elaborate more on the asset monetization to REIT นะครับ this year we would sell both logistic properties to the WHART and industrial properties to the WHAIR นะครับ on the WHART side the value will be around 3.6 billion Thai baht นะครับ with 148,000 square metersนะครับ on the WHAIR side the value would estimate to be around 1.1 billion Thai baht with 400,000 square meters นะครับ also to note that the asset that we would sell into the WHART this year is all belong to JV นะครับ not our own assets นะครับ on mobility side นะครับ on page 25 นะครับ we continue to pursue the full build-to-suit ecosystem of logistics นะครับ green mobility ecosystem for logistics นะครับ including rental service including the charging solution and also software solution as a package to the customers นะครับ which we would target ecosystem the customers in our ecosystem นะครับ both on the logistic property side which over 3.2 million square meters that lease with us นะครับ and also the factory inside the industrial estate over 1,100 factories ครับ on the industrial development side นะครับ total land area today now we have around 88,900 ไร่นะครับ land bank now we increasing to around 14,870 ไร่นะครับ with 16 operating industrial estates one in Vietnam นะครับ and also one developing industrial estate นะครับ and in terms of customer group นะครับ automotive consumer electronics digital and technology continue to be a very big portion นะครับ with the overall portfolio auto continue to be a very big one 41% นะครับ but during the last 3 years นะครับ the biggest sectors actually consumer products นะครับ you can see from this page นะครับ and in terms of customer นะครับ we have a very wide variety of customers นะครับ Chinese Japanese Thai US and European นะครับ Okay, and in terms of go to page 34 for figures นะครับ2025 นะครับ we have LOI MOU around 1600 right นะครับ that outstanding that waiting to turns into land sale agreement นะครับ that 1600 นะครับ which would link to the target that we set for this year for 2,300 for Thailand and 2,500 including Vietnam นะครับ and land sale last year 1,340 right นะครับ I mentioned earlier that we have one big ticket items that slip to materialize in February นะครับ 900 right นะครับ backlog is the portion that we already signed land sale agreement นะครับ and waiting to be transferred นะครับ end of the year we have backlog of 770 right นะครับ last year land transfer of 2,074 right นะครับ increasing from 2024 ครับ Okay let me update you on the EC5 phase 1 and 2 นะครับ the construction of EC5 phase 1 นะครับ we now at around 58% นะครับ the very first plot will be start to be ready to be transferred already starting the first quarter นะครับ of 2026 นะครับ on phase 2 now we are in the EIA process นะครับ and we estimate that it should start construction towards the end of this year นะครับ you will see from this page the above picture is the graphic นะครับ but the below picture is the actual construction that already done นะครับ Another thing I would like to update นะครับ is the project WHA IER นะครับ we now already acquire 100% ownership นะครับ of WHA IER นะครับ the remaining 40% now are already transferred to us นะครับ and going forward this project would be fully owned project นะครับ and we continue also to have a plan to expand also in this location นะครับ leverage on this location as well as the infrastructure that we already have นะครับ next page ครับ just a quick update that last year you would see the figures on the BOI approval now that is highest ever นะครับ totaling is around 1,877 billion Thai baht นะครับ that get approved and within that amount 1,360 billion is the FDI นะครับ the figure is beat also 2024 นะครับ and this is I believe that the highest ever figure of the BOI approval นะครับ on page 39 นะครับ on Vietnam นะครับ we continue to believe that Vietnam would become a very good location, very good investment, very good footprint for us นะครับ so on top of project in Nghi in which we have zone 1 and zone 2 in operation นะครับ today we now constructing the second location smart technology industrial zone 1 in Thanh Hua นะครับ under construction นะครับ and zone 2 EIA process at the moment นะครับ and into other province นะครับ Phung Yen and Da Nang นะครับ this is the latest update นะครับ we now been asked and been told that the local government really want us to start expediting as soon as possible นะครับ hence we would start submitting IRC application in Q2 or mid of this year นะครับ okay target ครับ Okay, this year I already mentioned นะครับว่าthat we have 2,500 right target นะครับ 2,300 in Thailand and 200 in Vietnam นะครับ but in terms of value นะครับ if you're looking from 2023, 24, 25 you will see that 2024 is the highest year among the 3 years นะครับ in terms of value นะครับ it stand in that year at around 11.4 billion Thai baht นะครับ last year 2025 the contract value of 1,340 right stands at 7.18 billion Thai baht นะครับ this year of 2,500 right we believe that we project that the sale contract value would be around 2.25 times นะครับ 2.25x of 2025 นะครับ and if we average 2025 and 2026 it would be above 2024 นะครับ that earlier being the all-time high in terms of land contract value นะครับ for utility and power นะครับ in terms of volume นะครับ full years continue to be similar to the 9 months that we report earlier. Thailand continue to have negative volume year on year นะครับ mainly driven from the lower dispatch of power plant and lower production of petrochemical business in Thailand นะครับ whereas Vietnam side continue to have a plus นะครับ increase in volume นะครับ The total volume in Thailand is around 121 million cubic meters. Total volume including Vietnam is around 160 million cubic meters นะครับ in Thailand นะครับ we continue to construct a new project along with the growth of the industrial estate นะครับ EC 2.1 นะครับ have already the phase 1 of this expansion already completed. EC 3.1 also the phase 1 of this expansion already completed and waiting to be dispatched นะครับ EC5 the construction not yet finished นะครับ along the way should be finished towards the end of Q1 ครับ in Vietnam the latest one we also already start construction of infrastructure in Thanh Hua as well as the water plant the water system นะครับ next ครับOkay, data center นะครับ data center that we got a lot of customers coming in last year นะครับ in terms of water business it also has a very big volume of consumption that coming along with this group of investor of customer นะครับ last year in 2025 we got 28 million cubic meters นะครับ 28 million per year นะครับ I just would like to draw your attention back to last page that full year 2025 volume Thailand is around 120 million cubic meters นะครับ last year this is the new volume that we get is very substantial นะครับ and also we continue to have volume under negotiation under detailed discussion นะครับ another 17 to 29 million cubic meters นะครับwhich we believe that a major portion of this volume should be able to conclude within this year นะครับ for power side นะครับ for power side end of last year นะครับ we have the capacity of power at around 1,026 megawatt นะครับ of which it's a conventional power plant of 528 นะครับ renewable end of last year we grew to 498 megawatt almost at 50% not yet นะครับ but almost half already renewable นะครับ and we continue to put a plan to increase renewable proportion last year นะครับ we got the new private PPA of 60 megawatt นะครับ and we got the project that declare commercial operation of 14 megawatt นะครับ along 2025 นะครับ hence it increased in terms of volume of the solar energy dispatch นะครับ full year is 39% increase in volume Q4 alone is 84% Q4 year on year นะครับ and many quarters going forward we continue to see that we would have continue to have the increase in this volume because we in our portfolio we continue to have 100 plus megawatt นะครับ awaiting to declare COD ครับ and from data center opportunity it's not only the utility side but also the power side that should give us the opportunity for growth นะครับ both from the direct PPA third party access นะครับ and direct wide PPA with data center customers ครับ Okay, in terms of target นะครับI already mentioned the water business we target around 170 million cubic meters which would be around 5% increase นะครับ whereas the power side นะครับwe set the target that end of this year should be 1,124 megawatt นะครับ which would make our portfolio more than half already would be renewable in terms of financial performance okay let me go to only to the full year นะครับ in terms of top line นะครับ top line มี around 20% increase year on year นะครับ both on statutory and normalized basis นะครับ but for the bottom line นะครับ for the bottom line on normalized basis we growth 16% นะครับ we stand at 5.261 billion Thai baht นะครับ with normalized EBITDA at 48% นะครับ if we're looking at 4-5 category of revenue นะครับ on the rental property นะครับ full year basis we are increasing year on year around 6% นะครับ it coming from both increasing in leasable area and occupancy rate นะครับ and in terms of land business นะครับthe land sale as I mentioned number of right increase and also the selling price average selling price increase นะครับ so total would be quite a big increase นะครับ in terms of land sale นะครับ and sale of investment นะครับ it's also increasing from the year earlier นะครับfor utility business นะครับ even though the volume you see from the other page the other section even though the volume decrease นะครับ but utility side the water tariff increasing a bit and we have the capacity charge that come along with the big portion coming from the data center customers recorded in 2025 นะครับ around 417 million baht นะครับ for power business it's a little bit below นะครับ minus 1% นะครับGecko One and Solar business have a positive year on year นะครับ the part that negative year on year is the SPP business นะครับ two factors in 2025 นะครับ one is the gas cost นะครับ it's the gas cost from PTT นะครับ actually it's a gas cost from 2 years back นะครับ that they just invoice all the power plant did in 2025 นะครับ just touch a bit up on that if you recall during the first year of Russia-Ukraine war นะครับ that gas price increasing a lot นะครับ government trying to reduce the effect นะครับ to power นะครับ so some portion of the gas increasing gas costs get delayed to pass on to customers นะครับ and 2025 is the year that power plant pay that bill that invoice นะครับ that's the first factor นะครับ that's around 50 million Thai baht นะครับ of difference นะครับ and the tax effect นะครับ last year we have some of the power plant that the BOI expired นะครับ and some of the plant get the effect from the global minimum tax นะครับ so those two even though we have those two factors combined the negative is very small is at minus 1% นะครับ in terms of margin นะครับ on the rental side we continue to be very strong at 73% นะครับ and on the land business side I would like to highlight on this let me start with the Thailand owned asset นะครับ that we hold 100% นะครับ if you're looking at the graph GP in terms of percent reducing from 61 to 51% นะครับ but with the very significant increase in selling price นะครับ that increasing from 4.37 to 5.6 million Thai baht per ไร่นะครับ so if you multiply that with the percentage you would see that in terms of million baht per ไร่ of 51% margin นะครับ is actually 7% higher than 61% of 4.37 นะครับ in terms of monetary value is actually increasing นะครับ and for the JV asset the WHA IER project นะครับ this is the project that inherently has a lower selling price นะครับ but if you multiply 3.84 million Thai baht per ไร่นะครับ to 74% GP in 2025 you would see that actually even though this project selling at lower price but GP in terms of million baht per ไร่ is actually higher than our own project 100% own project in 2024 นะครับ so overall I would like to say mention that in terms of margin we continue to have a good prospect on this นะครับ in terms of million baht per ไร่นะครับ is still increasing นะครับ on utility side นะครับ on utility side continue to be very strong at around 38% นะครับ sorry 36% นะครับ and you would see that if include the capacity charge it bump up to 46% นะครับ and I only give you the figures that last year 417 million Thai baht นะครับ in terms of capacity charge นะครับ next page in terms of recurring and non-recurring portion นะครับ that we always say that we're trying to balance it at 50-50 นะครับ 2025 continue to be the years that we non-recurring income the sale income is very strong นะครับ so we coming in at 48% นะครับ in terms of gross profit level นะครับ comparing to 52% a year before ครับ and in terms of financial position end of the year DE at 1.13 ROE at 14.3 นะครับ and we now propose to shareholders the dividend for the whole year of 21.07 สตางค์นะครับ around 10% increase from earlier years นะครับ in terms of weighted average cost of debt นะครับ end of last year standing at 2.99% นะครับ around 28 basis point lower นะครับ and this year we believe that end of this year will be further reduced นะครับ let me finish presentation at this page นะครับ and if anyone have a question please start Okay. If no question, thank you very much everyone นะครับ for attendance นะครับ if you would like you have any further questions you can feel free to drop email to IR team นะครับ we can try to facilitate as much as possible thank you very much for your time ครับ สวัสดีครับ
On behalf of the Stock Exchange of Thailand, we would like to thank you investors and corporate for joining the event ค่ะ Thank you very much and have a good day ขอบคุณค่ะ
ขอบคุณครับไปทำไมออกไม่ได้